Well, preserve the fact that, hey, we're one of those companies that is accessible. You know, we're bringing great technologies that come from the moon, so to speak, from the highest level, and we're bringing them down to the common man, so to speak. And I think that's something that's always been about what we're about since the beginning of the, almost 94 years ago when the Dodge brothers founded Dodge. It was always about being different, offering more for the money, and we still do that today.
Now, Lacey, while you were here holding down the fort in our home camp, I was off on one of the biggest vehicle launches I've ever been on in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Now, big, do you mean the most important or the most amount of vehicles?
The most number of vehicles. It was for the Chrysler Group. You might remember a few months ago when we reviewed the Jeep Grand Cherokee, we pointed out there's been almost no new product information coming from Chrysler. Well, they definitely had some catching up to do, so they showed us 7 new or updated vehicles.
Wow, you're right. We really haven't had a lot to talk about, so 7 vehicles is a big deal.
And they're not done yet. The Fiat 500 is coming out next year as a 2012 model, so they've got more vehicles still to come.
So Zach, what were the 7 vehicles?
These vehicles range from practical to powerful, and they include the Dodge Journey Crossover, Dodge Grand Caravan, Dodge Avenger, Dodge Charger, Dodge Durango, and the Dodge Challenger. On the Chrysler side, there was the Town & Country minivan and the renamed Sebring, now known as the Chrysler 200.
Now, Zach, I have a feeling that the Caravan and the Town & Country are going to be a big deal for the future of their business, so why don't we start with that?
You got it. The Grand Caravan is the 3rd best-selling vehicle in Canada and the best-selling minivan by a long shot. The story is very simple. Pack a lot of value and practicality into a van and sell it for a great price.
For 2011, the Grand Caravan and more upscale Chrysler Town & Country receive an all-new engine, replacing the older variations. It's a 3.6-liter V6 with 283 horsepower, making it the most powerful in this class, and fuel consumption is improved in the city and highway.
Well, here we are, driving back into San Francisco, going literally across the Golden Gate Bridge into one of the most beautiful cities in the world, driving the new Chrysler Town & Country minivan. Now, this shares many components and basically the same driveline as the Dodge Grand Caravan, but the Town & Country is the more posh, high-end version, and it gets significant upgrades, both the Dodge Caravan and this Town & Country. For anybody who's driven the Volkswagen version of this van called the Routan, it feels more like that. The steering feel is heavier, the van feels more planted, it goes around corners better, it just has a more substantial, even safer feel to it. So, you know, everything put together, this is the best-selling van, the Dodge is anyway, in Canada, and it's going to continue to be. And it's interesting to see that Chrysler has not taken their eye off the ball when it comes to their vans. They've got their foot firmly on the throttle, and they're going to have dominance in this position for many decades if they keep these kind of improvements up.
At the base level, our new engine is going to provide an increase of 108 horsepower and an improvement of 2 more miles to the gallon. So not only are you getting more horsepower, you're getting superior fuel economy as well. Completely redesigned interior, completely redesigned exterior. So we think the 3rd highest selling vehicle in Canada, #1 selling minivan for 27 years in a row, is getting a lot more competitive for 2011.
The Grand Caravan is the volume seller, and this year they've added a lot more content. It's only $550 more.
Than the old model, absolutely. You throw in there an all-new engine and a 6-speed automatic across the entire range. The vehicle drives so much better and it looks better on the inside. So it's the 3rd best seller in the country. You never know, it might move to #2. Up after the break, we'll look at the new Dodge Journey and the all-new Durango.